I don't know. This season's a little fishy for me. And not fishy in a good way, fishy in a bad way, where I feel like in the battles, they're catering. I feel like this for the first time, that in some of these battles, I feel like they're catering towards one artist or / contestant more than the other. Hello, welcome to the Pitchy Podcast. We are your hosts, James,
Stephanie.
Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we are passionate about good music and a great vocal. We'll always use our vehicle of NBC's The Voice, taking our feedback on each contestant's vocal and overall performance. Here on the Pitchy Podcast, we will always give our opinions on the vocal and the overall performance, but what we'll never do is come for anyone's character or any contestant as a human being. There are times that we have been known to come off a little pitchy and even a little bit pitchier.
Ooh.
At times, if you know what I mean. But we'll always do our best to speak our truths in love, kindness, and respect. And with that, let's talk about our very first, I believe, hybrid episode.
We've had one before.
Really? Well, they've been a while for me.
They've done this before. Yeah, they've done this at least once before with battles and knockouts coming on the same night.
So we have Battle Nights 4, Knockout Night 1.
That's right.
Of season 28.
Yes.
So we have a lot to discuss.
Yes.
And I think I have a lot to discuss on the Patreon because there are some strong things that I disagree with. I felt like tonight's episode was rushed, or last night's episode was rushed. And they were like, okay, bye. Like, I just was like, wait a minute. Well, I guess that's what happens.
I guess that's it.
You know, and we never know the order. You know, I mean, we do find out later from some of our back office talk or backroom talk that we are privy to.
The back channels.
That some water cooler talk.
Right.
That, you know, that orders aren't exactly in the orders that we see them. But nonetheless, they turn out the way they turn out.
Yeah.
So let's jump into our first battle of the night.
Okay.
This was a really good one. First, they introduced, before we talk about our final battles, they introduced two mega coaches, and that of Zach Brown and Joe Walsh, who, if I'm being honest, and this is not me being funny, I didn't know Joe Walsh was still living.
I knew you was going to say that.
Not only is he still living, he is still flourishing, and he brought actually both of them brought some really good pointers.
I thought so too.
When they picked up with the knockouts.
Yes.
So, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
But they did do this at the top of the show, and that's the only reason. So I'm kind of going in sequential order. They introduced us to the mega coaches. Our first battle of the evening was Ralph and Jerrell. And every time I see the song Lose Control, I think of Missy's Lose Control. Lose Control. Sorry, a little early 2000s.
Yes.
Friend and I love. But this is Teddy Swim.
Yes.
Which is, we knew when Stephanie and I first heard this song come out, I don't know, a year or two ago, that it was going to be a perennial, an annual, like, this is just one of those songs that was just going to be sung a lot.
Right.
Because it's a song that shows off, if done right, it really shows off the voice. So my first impression, because I had not heard either of these singers, because if you all remember, there were a lot of the blinds I did not see because of previous commitments. Anyway, I had not heard Jerrell or Ralph. Now, were either of these quick clips, Stephanie?
No, sir.
Okay. So, um, I just by hearing a little bit of what I heard of the preview before we even got into the be real of the rehearsal, I said, "Oh, well, Ralph." Just by hearing Ralph's voice, I felt he had a one up a little bit just because of the song selection, right? And I was like, okay, but I knew Jerrell was going to bring it by what I heard of Jerrell. And you know what my first thought was like? I was like, is that dude in musical theater? And sure enough, it's like just because of his presentation,
Yeah,
just of the
right.
small clip that I saw, I said, is he in musical theater? And sure enough, I was like, I spot a musical theater person from miles away. But okay, so I said Ralph seems to have one leg up because Ralph just has that Teddy Swims sound.
Correct.
Period. Like he just has a Teddy Swims sound.
Correct.
I said, but Jerrell has the range.
Correct.
Right? I said, and they both have the soul.
Correct.
Right? Mm-hmm. Grit, range, soul. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be good. And I got that just from the rehearsal. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then I wrote, you close your eyes at times when Ralph is singing and you think you're listening to Teddy.
Exactly.
So on certain like nuances and certain things that Ralph, look, Freudian slip, certain things that Ralph does. I think I'm listening to Teddy Swims. Were there times, and getting to the performance, were there times when, no, I don't know if you know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because I felt Niall did it too. There was a time where Jerrell felt slightly under, like pitch-wise, because Niall did one of those things when Jerrell was singing, and maybe I need to go back and listen again. I felt, and I felt he was slightly under, and then they flashed to Niall, and Niall was doing one of those, like, things that you gotta, bring your little under, right? I said, but doggone it, when Jerrell opens his voice up, I was like, yo, his upper extension was insane. I said, it's 1000%. Undeniable.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said at the top of this battle, I said, and if you think about what I said at the top of this battle, I said, if this were any other song other than Lose Control, I think Jerrell could have and would have won. But it was Lose Control. And I feel like Ralph just had the upper hand because this song was perfectly suited for his voice. I felt Jerrell was a wonderful compliment. But I don't know. This season's a little fishy for me. And not fishy in a good way, fishy in a bad way, where I feel like in the battles, they're catering. I feel like this for the first time that in some of these battles, I feel like they're catering towards one artist or / contestant more than the other. And I've never felt like that. Or maybe once or twice in a season I felt like that. But I feel like this more than any other season. And I don't like that. I don't like that. And this is the only round we're going to feel that, right? It's the only time it's going to happen. Yeah. But in the battles, I always love the battles because a lot of times songs were picked where, in a lot of cases, it would bring both singers out of their comfort zone.
Right.
Allow both singers to really bring artistically what they need to bring. I felt like Ralph could sing Lose Control in his sleep. That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So that's my whole take on this. They both did a stand-up job. And like I said, Jerrell, especially when he went into that upper extension, would have won any other battle if it wasn't Ralph singing Lose Control. Stephanie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I actually did my watch with me, which if you are a part of our Patreon community, you know that not only do you get our episodes early, And not only do you get the bonus content, which is the extra things that we want to say about this episode behind the paywall, but I also do a separate video where I watch one of the performances for the first time. You watch me watch it. And this was the one. And when they said that they were doing Lose Control, having watched both Jerrell and Ralph's Blind and remembering their voices, I said, oh, this one's for Ralph.
Right.
This is clearly for Ralph. And listen, what I do want to say, not behind the paywall, right up front, is that this is not about the contestants. What we're saying has nothing to do with the contestants and the artists, because they don't have a choice.
Oh.
They are given the songs to do, right? They can't help whether production wants to skew things in one way or another. All they have to do, and all they're asked to do and called to do, is sing these songs to the best of their ability. And I think that both Jerrell and Ralph did that. However, like I said, when I heard the song choice, I said, well, this is Ralph's to lose. And I almost thought this is going to be bad for Jerrell because of the kind of voice he has. He has that ballad sounding, theater sounding, very smooth, very beautiful, very buttery, very rangy voice.
Soulful R&B.
Soulful R&B. But it is not the texture of voice that you would put with Lose Control. What I was happily surprised by was that Jerrell kind of, I think, leaned into the theatery part of it and really used his voice and used his body and used his face to really convey the meaning of the song in his way. And I was like, you kind of selling this. Like, I am believing this song on your throat, which is what I thought I was not going to be able to do.
Right.
I thought his runs were really cool. I thought he made some really cool melodic choices to convey the story of the song, show his range, show what he was able to do. And I actually think, pitch-wise, he executed better than Ralph.
Oh, wow.
I think that Ralph had all the beautiful soul and all the beautiful growl and all the wonderful intensity that you want from this song. I didn't feel like he had vocal control. And I was listening to the ends of lines. And the reason why is because he sounds so much like a Teddy Swims, that even when I listened to Teddy's version of this song, I listened for the end of Teddy's lines. And Teddy is hitting all the ends of those lines on pitch. Like, they're not frayed, they're not loose, they're solid. And for some of the ends of Ralph's phrases, they were not. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, what is Snoop going to do? Because Jerrell is actually like giving this a good, like he's really giving this a go. He's really trying to win this thing. And he's really going to challenge Ralph. But Ralph is doing everything that Ralph is supposed to do with the song. So I did think, though, I did want to say that I think that the harmonies were great together. But I too, James, I have more to say about this topic on the Patreon, because some of y'all that are very astute and very attuned and pay attention, particularly to the socials, know that they weren't even trying to hide the results of this battle. And I'll tell you more about that in the Patreon.
Can't wait to hear that. All right, so Ralph won the battle.
Yes, he did.
And Jerrell quickly got sent home. Like I said, I just felt like this episode got rushed.
No. No, but that's true, James. They didn't need, like that.
They're like, next.
Next.
I was like, wow.
I was
Okay,
like,
they
I
got
didn't
a
even
lot
get to hear the brother speak.
No.
Okay.
So next we have Shan and Peyton, who sang, "Oh my gosh, where has this song been in the battles? Where has this song been, period?"
James, when they said the name of the song, I didn't know what it was.
Oh,
I didn't know its government name. I didn't know this song's government name.
Oh, you did the black version.
I knew the
Hey now.
Oh, that's
For y'all that don't know, African Americans, black people, we are infamous for taking a song and renaming it based off of how we remember the song. We'll take a lyric from the song and be like, "Oh yeah, that's hey now, or ho now."
literally did not know. I looked it up because I heard them say, "Don't dream it's over."
Don't dream it's
My
over.
crowded houses, and I said, "I don't know that song."
Huh?
I said, "I don't know that song."
And you hear that, dun 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 dun. You're like, yes.
I said,
This is a song. This song is quintessential 1980s. Like it's just one of those songs like Don't You Forget About Me. Like it's just one of those songs that it's just 80s. It's a
staple. It's a staple. Yeah.
So
hey now.
Oh my goodness. This pairing I fell in love with when they both started singing. And I said, this one's going to be hard. I said, did you hear how, especially Shan, did you hear how she phrased? Did you hear her phrasing?
I said, take your time, sis.
That's exactly what I wrote.
I said, take your time, sis.
I said, love how they both paced the verses.
Yeah.
Y'all have to know, y'all got to understand a singer that's a really good musician because they know how to take their time. They know how to phrase. They know how to pace. They know what words. These are artists, right? Both of them. And I said, both are incredible musicians and their voices are insane. I said, the thing that I loved about this battle is that they both listened to each other throughout entire battle. No one was over singing anyone. I said they were being kind vocally to one another. I said Peyton's voice is clean. I wrote that like 4 times. Right. I said his voice is so doggone clean. I said it's just clean. I said Shan's voice is just straight out of the 1980s. I put Belinda Carlisle of the Bangles. I put not of the Bangles, of the Go-Go's. Go-Go's, yeah. Susanna Hoffs of the Bangles, the one who sang "Eternal Flame." You know, walk like an Egyptian. Like that. That is her voice. I said this is her lane. I said this was one of my favorite battles. Like next to who is it? Mark and
Peyton and Manny.
Leyton.
Sorry, this is Peyton. Leyton. See, all the Aitons. The Aitons was eating the battles.
This was one of my, and not just because I love this song so much, and it's just a glorious song. Yeah, I just thought they were so delicate with it. Da 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 da, and then she went da 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 da. Da, da, da. Like it's just take your, like you said, take your time.
Take your time.
It wasn't da 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 da. No. And then his little run inserts, and then she threw a little run insert, and I just was like, and she had that voice like this, and I was like, I can't wait to go back and listen to this again. It was so glorious. I honestly couldn't have picked. Y'all got to subscribe to the Patreon because that's where we tell you who we would have picked.
Yeah.
with the Patreon, and I'll hold my opinion for that.
Okay.
So, but I don't have many notes for this one because I actually sat back and just listened and
Yeah.
enjoyed this one. This is
Yeah.
one of my favorite battles of the entire season. And that's a tall order because we have had some crazy battles.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. So I actually just recorded a reaction to this video. So it is very, very, very fresh in my mind. But I was losing it last night when I watched and heard what they were
sang their
doing.
butts off.
What I remember from Peyton is Peyton had a similar feel to this song in his Blind. What I wasn't sure about Peyton though is he did what's the song by Bruno Mars? Something to the moon, crying to the moon, singing to the moon, talking to the moon. Talking to the moon. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So he had a lot of vibrato in that performance. And I was like, do I like this? Do I not? Well, I feel like for this one, Peyton pulled that vibrato back just ever so. I said, okay, does this man have one of my favorite voices of the season?
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
I think he might, because it was just light. It was delicate, but that was only at the top. Once you got to the back end of the song, I said, oh, wait a minute. We have some holleration down in there. I hear it. And like you said, he had some of these little sneaky runs that he was doing. I said, oh, I hear you. I said, don't think. Yeah. I said,
stop with that knife, bro. Stop.
Right. See, that's what I felt like he was doing at the end. Like we was stabbing at the end of that. As much as you could tell that him and Shan just had a great time doing this performance together. I said, you getting some of them sneaky cut runs up in there. I hear you, sir. Yeah, by the end I was like, oh, he came to win.
Yeah.
As much as him and Shan have this good partnership going on, and as much as they really looked like they enjoyed singing together, I was like, oh, he here to win. And I just, kind of like you said, I just feel like he had really, really great control of his instrument. He really, it was just so gorgeous. And she, just sounding like all of the 80s lusciousness, all the singer-songwriter, the depth and the richness and the rasp. Like there was, like you like to say sometimes with some artists sound like she had a little bit of vocal damage going on in her throat as well. Like it was like a little fry. It was so good. She had like a little yodel. It was just this old school tone that was just perfect for this song and a perfect compliment to Peyton. I'm with you. This definitely is on my top 2-3 of battles this season for sure. So good.
And y'all couldn't have picked a better song.
Hey now. Not the hey now. Oh, Jesus. Not the hey now.
All right. So who won?
Peyton won.
And
Peyton won.
With the quickness. Shan got sent home.
Yeah.
Shan got sent home, excuse me.
Yes.
Okay, so our next one was with a quickness.
A quick clip.
Teo and Elias.
Yeah.
And they did some Gaga and Bruno with Die With a Smile.
Yes.
I'm mad because you could tell these two gentlemen were hot to win. I was like, really? Y'all gonna quick clip?
They were.
These two Latin men were singing their faces off.
I thought the same thing.
I said, I said, these two, and what we heard, bananas.
Bananas.
But then I wrote Tail 1.
They were.
I do like that they showed that Snoop and them talked to Elias because he was singing his face off.
I know when they first showed the clip. What they showed at first, I was like, "Oh, Elias might have this one," and then they showed Teo. I was like, "Uh-oh, wait, maybe I don't know," because like you said, it was definitely a holleration battle for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so our final battle of this round of
Yeah.
this season was
Yeah.
Deck of Hearts and Jack, and this was our leak.
Yeah.
I purposely never try to watch the leaks anymore. And they did Mumford and Sons. I'll wait. Okay, they did. I'll wait.
I will wait. I will wait for.
Which is Mumford and Sons' biggest song. I said again, comma, might be suited more for Deck of Hearts.
Suited and booted.
But, and I put a big but. B-U-T. I said, but Jack fits right on in there.
Slid right on in.
And again, I didn't hear either of these before last night's episode. I said, incredible a cappella opening.
Ooh.
I said, I love how they built the chord. I said, and then I wrote, Jack's voice is so even. I said, it makes me sick. Like, when you got a voice that good,
yeah,
this young man's voice, he's singing like, I said, and finally, I said, this is a trio, and Stephanie is probably going to agree with me, so I'm going to speak for me and Stephanie here.
Okay.
I said, this is the trio that we've been waiting for since Sorella. Okay? This is the trio that we've been waiting for since Sorella. And when I say that, where it is constantly tight. We've had some good trios that have not gone that far, that had really tight harmony since Sorella, but this is a trio that I think is going to go.
Yeah, what was the difference, though?
What do you mean?
I need you to speak to the difference, because we have had tight trios groups before. What was the difference, in your opinion?
I don't know.
Okay.
What would you say?
Okay. For me, and it took me a couple hearings of this to really solidify this and to really take notice, which is kind of so brilliant about Sorella. So Deck of Hearts was not just doing usual harmonies. When it was their time to sing, you might have one start off and then the other two come in, or you'd have all three of them start and then somebody would break away. You had diversification, within the arrangement of their harmonies and how they were executed. Groups prior were pretty much just singing 3-part harmony, just like that's it. There was no intricacy into their individual arrangements, particularly within the realm of battling with other folk. But that's what I felt like set them apart from others that we've seen since Sorella, who we've compared to the intricacy of their harmonic arrangement.
Yeah, I think that has something to do with, I think all three of Deck of Hearts singers, I think they're all soloists.
Yeah.
And that says something to how tight, like I always call it the In Vogue effect, where all 4 In Vogue members were and are soloists in their own right, and are incredible harmonizers too, but I felt like was said last night, Jack fit right in there. It was like he was the 4th member of Deck of Hearts, but the arrangement of this was so good. The song already has the harmonies written in, so it's like that was taken care of. But to add Jack to the different features, like you said, the in and out intricacies of what they did was so harmonious, and it was so great to feature. I felt this was ain't none of us going home tonight. Like it's like they all 4 went up there and were like, we ain't going home tonight. Let's do everything that we can where none of us are going to go home tonight.
Right.
And so I said this song brought out the best vocally in both Jack and Deck of Hearts. It brought out the best in them. Says something for the song by Mumford and Sons, but I thought it was just glorious. It was just glorious singing. And there was so much joy I felt in their presentation. Yes. And Jack was about to catch a step. Well, he did catch a step. He was like,
he said,
I said, okay.
So don't take me
I
there,
agree.
Jack.
Don't sleep on those musical theater singers who can sing pop, y'all. Don't sleep on them because they can dance too. Don't sleep on them. Think of all the previous ones who were musical theater people who would
Right.
dance as well. Don't sleep on them, y'all. Don't do it.
Loved it.
Stephanie.
I loved it. So exactly to what you said leads me to my first point and what I thought was going to happen with this particular performance and the results. So because what Deck of Hearts was doing was just so seamless, you almost miss the intricacy of it. And then you have Jack, who starts off the song with the a cappella and basically conducts himself for the rest of the song as almost as if he's the lead singer and they're his BGVs. Immaculate, incredible BGVs, but almost in that way. With his presence, with his vocal, with just the fun of the performance, with the catching of the like when my dude caught the first step and he was just kind of like, I was like, you, because that was the whole kind of thing about rehearsal. They were like, make it fun, make it
Right.
fun. And to see him make it fun, I was like, oh, I think Jack might be our winner. He might be our winner because my eye was just drawn to him so much. But then listening back to it last night, I really got a chance to listen to Deck of Hearts. And I was like, yo,
Right.
yo, they are doing some really, really, really cool harmonic things that might be easily missed because they just work so seamlessly within the whole production of the song. The gentleman that was standing to the far right, he opened up his voice and I said, oh, okay, I hear your vocal. You telling young Jack, like, I got throat too. I got lead vocal as well. It was wonderful. It was joyful, but I did feel that Jack kind of pulled the okey doke on them by the end and was like, I'm gonna be a part of your trio. But then I'm going to get out the sword and I'm just going to vocally slash and I'm going to catch a step and I'm just going to try to do everything that I can to try to at least keep myself in this competition.
Right.
And based on the fact that we knew that somebody, one of the coaches that begins with a B, still had a save or a steal, excuse me, and that they were at the end of the blinds, we kind of knew that it was going to work in everybody's favor in the end.
Yeah. So Deck of Cards made it through and
they were the winner. Yeah.
Michael Bublé got a huge pickup.
Huge.
And Jack.
Huge.
All right. So off we are to the knockouts.
Yes.
And we have Aubrey and Leyton.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, why y'all coming so strong?
Right. Strong.
How you have now? I'll save it for the Patreon, but those who aren't on the Patreon, I'll expound upon it on the Patreon. So that's why you need to sign up. Just $5 a month. Please sign up for the Patreon because I'm going to expound upon something. I'm sorry. The consolation prize of singing at the Rose Bowl, it would have worked like 25, 30 years ago, but now, no big deal. And then I'll leave it there, and I'll talk about it more on the Patreon. That's
and let's address, we can address the fact here that they didn't even do anything with that this evening.
No.
Like, nobody hit their button. So anyway.
Okay, so Aubrey Leyton saying, I could use a love song. Maren Morris.
Right.
And Aubrey saying a Martina McBride song. Martina McBride is so difficult. I'm gonna love you through it.
Mm-hmm.
And Leyton was first, right?
Yes.
So
I believe so.
I said, Leyton, she's our baby dolly. She's
Was
our
she
baby dolly
first?
part.
I don't know, y'all. I can't remember who was first or not.
No, I think Aubrey may have been first. Well, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think Aubrey was first. Go ahead. We'll just talk about whoever.
Leyton is our baby dolly.
Yes.
I said her tone and her voice are so distinct, and so undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
I needed though, because Leyton came in so strong in the battles, had one of the greatest battles that we've ever witnessed on this show, right?
Truly.
Last week. I said I needed a little bit more air and diction on the opening verse. I felt, was it too low? I felt I was losing words. I was losing, she never has an issue with pitch.
No.
But I just was feeling like I wasn't understanding. I wanted to get the words, and that's so important with country songs.
Right.
You need the words. I said, to me, this is a great song, but it doesn't show off her voice the way I wanted it to show her voice off. The way I felt like it did in the battles, the way I felt like it did in her audition. I felt like, and this goes back to something that Stephanie has been saying for years and years, be careful when you pick songs that have personal affinity. Like you have a personal affinity to that song.
Right.
Because it could go either way. It could go like too emotionally attached, or you're too comfortable with it and you're not doing anything new with it. And we saw that a few times tonight, and we'll talk about that. I said, but that said, Leyton has a voice that could sing math theorems, and I would want to hear more.
Right. Exactly.
Like it was just that special of a voice to me.
Exactly.
Even though I felt like it wasn't a song that she should have sung this early in the show. Because knockouts, like there's no, like this is one of the hardest rounds to get through on this show. So it's almost like you had to do some of your best singing during this round.
Right.
Because it's so cutthroat. And it's like you're dealing with the best of the best at this point. I almost think it's harder than the lives to get through.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
There's some serious chopping blocks happening here.
Yeah.
Aubrey, well, I'll let you do it. We'll volley back and forth.
Volley back and forth. Cool.
Yeah, so give me your Leyton breakdown.
It was the wrong song.
You agree? Okay.
It was the wrong song.
I'm glad. Because she's so good.
No, but you know why she's good, and you know where she's best. She's best in her upper register. Because when she got into the upper register of this song, and Niall said as much, he was like, I know you was happy once you got to that chorus. And why is that? Because that's when her voice was able to soar, and that's where her voice is the brightest and the best, in my opinion. I think that she just, as shown by the song that she sang last week, I just felt like the verse of the song was too low, and it did not allow her voice to shine the way her voice can shine. Because let's be clear, and I think I'm in love with you, there were lower parts of her voice too, but it just sounded different. It sounded more round. It did not sound as thin and kind of unsure as it did. And it's exactly to the point that you made about my point, James. Sometimes with these songs that we know and love, we don't really understand, or not even understand. We might just be so comfortable with them that we don't know what they sound like when we perform them. It's one thing to sing a song at your house or whatever. It's a whole other thing to have a performance song and to know whether a song is a good performance song to showcase your voice. This was not for her in the beginning. By the time she got to the second part, it was bright. It was beautiful. I thought that she closed her eyes a little bit too long.
Yeah,
that was something that Reba noted. And I was like, open your eyes, sis. Open your eyes. And I just felt like if you watched her at the end of the performance, I just felt like she was like,
yeah.
And I was like, no, Leyton, no, like you can sing, sis, you can sing. But having gone after Aubrey, who we're going to talk about now, it was just kind of like,
right.
Yeah.
Now, to the same to the same point, Aubrey picked a Martina McBride song that she was familiar with, that she was singing because her father, who was a cancer survivor, recent cancer survivor. Now, I got to tell y'all something. I had forgotten how young Aubrey was. I forgot.
Oh, she young.
I couldn't. When they reminded me after she got done singing,
she was like, is she 19? Like 19?
I was like, that's one of the scariest things I just heard.
No.
I said, first of all, Stephanie and James, I said, tell the story, sis. I said,
tell the story, sis.
Told the story. As someone whose parent succumbed to cancer, I was immediately pulled in because she was telling the story, as every good country singer does. I said, and did you know? I said, the camera. I know this is the intangibles, right? The camera loves Aubrey.
Yes,
it's
does.
Like she knows where to look. She knows, like, and that's all about telling the story.
Exactly.
Right?
It's all part of it.
Loves her. I said, and then I wrote, the holler in this young lady's voice is bananas. I said, I hear Carrie Underwood in her voice, especially in her upper register.
Yeah.
I said, her voice is just so special. And the way she emotes is so special that she is going to be in the finale of this show. Mark my words.
Okay.
Aubrey is going to be in the finale of this show. She's that put together. She's that ready at 19 years old.
Crazy.
The emote, the way she pulls an audience member in that voice. It all has come together. It was an emotional roller coaster for me. I had forgotten that Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband was Reba McEntire's son or stepson, but basically her son. And that he had recently passed, succumbed to cancer as well. So, like, that's just how powerful Aubrey performed. That's just how powerful music is. Period. It transcends.
There you go.
It transcends genres. It transcends age. It just has that effect. And I felt like Aubrey is a transcending vocalist.
Absolutely.
Stephanie.
Absolutely. So she had a beautiful mix of being able to take a song that is emotional, but also you have an attachment and a story, your own story, along with this emotional song, and be able to give a pro authentic, emotional performance where she did not completely lose it. There were these perfectly incredible, poised, but authentic moments where her voice did break just the slightest bit. And I was like,
I know.
Because you don't want somebody so stiff and so poised, right? You don't want that because they seem cold and it does not seem like they are connecting with the song. But you also don't want somebody so emotional that they can't convey the story and they lose their pitch and they just become their own distraction. She was absolute perfection.
It was.
She was absolute perfection to the scariest degree. Yeah. I was like, is she AI? How is this like, how is she doing this? How is she giving a great vocal, telling the story, being emotional, but being poised? But
and she's a teenager.
And she can't even order a drink.
Can't rent a car. Can barely vote.
It was incredible. It was incredible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Again, if Leyton was up against anyone else, she probably would have been through.
Right?
But Aubrey gave a perfect performance. She gave a perfect performance.
She
and
did.
Aubrey went through to
Yes, she did.
the lives, right?
No, playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Next, Ralph's back.
Ralph is back. Ralph is back.
Ralph and Kenny. I said, okay.
Kenny.
What's this going to do? Kenny, our hometown boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kenny did There Goes My Baby.
There she goes. There she goes. There she goes. There she goes.
And that's by, I love how Stephanie pronounces his name.
Ursher. That's how he Ursher.
By Usher. And then Kenny did an Ed Sheeran song that I was not familiar with, Dive.
Ralph did.
Sorry. Mm-hmm. Ralph did an Ed Sheeran song that I'm not familiar with, Dive.
Yeah, I don't know this one that good either.
So, let me tell you something. Zach Brown, you get the coaching award of the night.
Come on back, bro. Come on back and coach, bro. Come on back.
You get the coaching award. He said, Kenny, why don't you lower it a half a step? And let me tell you, that's a musician right there. That's not only a good musician, that's a good vocalist.
What about telling folk? Haven't I told folk that before, James? You get to pick your own key.
Let me tell you something. Because Ursher, Stephanie will tell you, Ursher is deceptively difficult. Deceptively. He is an enigma.
Yes, he is.
Ursher, and I had a conversation with a mutual friend of ours who watches The Voice faithfully. She and her twin sister watch The Voice faithfully, and they have been guests on our show before. And we had a quick discussion this morning and said, Usher's been doing this for 30 years. Like, relevant.
That hurts my feelings.
Years.
That hurts my feelings.
And he's, like, younger than me. Okay?
Yeah.
And he's been doing it since he was a kid. I mean, Ursher's like maybe a year or two young. He's not that much younger than me, but he's like young. He's still younger than me.
Yes.
He's older than Stephanie. He's in between me and Steph. Anyway, he's been doing this for 30 years. Voice hasn't slipped.
None.
Like, and he's an enigma. He can do everything. Okay, he was on Moesha. He can act. He was on Moesha. You know,
Moesha.
And I said, Zach gave Kenny a wonderful note and told him to take it down a half step. I said, singers that listen to the Pitchy Podcast, take note to what Zach Brown did. I said, the original key of a singer's song that is synonymous to that singer may not be your key.
It might not be yours.
And that's okay.
It's fine.
That's okay.
It really is.
Because we all know it's Ursher's key.
We all know that.
And not many people can sing Ursher's key.
No.
And sing it as good as Usher. And that's what Zach was doing. Zach wasn't saying you can't sing it or you can't hit it.
That's
he
right.
was saying sing it down so you're not trying so hard, bro.
Not straining.
That's what he was saying. And sing it down so you can sing it as my friend, Stephanie and I have a mutual friend that used to tell me all the time. You need to be able to sing something when you're half dead.
Yep.
Okay? I said, nice falsetto and rendition. I said, but I don't feel like he added much to it from the original record to make it his own. I said, but what Kenny has that he has more than any other person on this show is Kenny is a star. He has star appeal. He has the look. He has the R&B sound. I said, ain't nobody have that appeal that Kenny has on this show. No one this season. No one. No one comes even close. When you look, Kenny walk in a room, you're like, I don't know who he is, but he's a star.
Right.
Like, just the look. And then Kenny can sing too. Absolutely. But I needed, and again, Kenny's a performer. right? But for me, and it's hard with this song, Stephanie. Like I said, he's deceptively difficult, and I can't wait to hear because this is Stephanie's lane, right? This is Stephanie's genre of music, so I can't wait to hear what she has to say. I felt like it was a karaoke version of the song. I felt like he did not do anything much with it. He sang it well. Great key. Thank you, Zach. But I felt like he didn't do much with it, Stephanie, vocally.
We've spent enough time talking about the key. It just was so brilliant. And I'm just really glad that Zach brought that up. And even Snoop was like, yeah, that's some good coaching right there. That's some good
It's the Holy Ghost. Yeah.
So, remembering Kenny from the battles. And I enjoyed Kenny in the battles. But I was a little bit cautious about Kenny coming out of the battles. I was like, I really want to see what this young man is going to bring to the knockout.
I think that's what we both said about Kenny.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait to see him in the knockout.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to see if there was going to be growth vocally, performance-wise, everything. I just wanted to see. They say he's doing There Goes My Baby. I said, oh, Usher. Now, this is one of those Usher songs that is a little more on the talk singy side of an Usher song, which had me originally skeptical.
Right.
But in the rehearsal, I was like, okay, I'm hearing some good things. So I'm excited. My man started off before the lights even came up. He leaning on the mic stand. I said, here we go. Y'all ready? I said, I'm ready. I said, I'm ready.
Yes. And almost like he was doing like his Vegas residency, like Usher did, right?
Listen, I said, okay, you've studied, sir. You've studied Usher. You are officially an Usherologist. I can't even say it. You are an Usherologist.
Usherologist.
Because he was doing...
That's Usher.
He was very much performing in an Usher way. And I was not mad at it.
No, because I wasn't mad.
I was...
Sorry.
James don't even know what I'm about to say, but I can hear him being like... It's so funny. Y'all, I love doing this podcast so much with my friend. It is the highlight of my week. So he starts off and he's doing all the moves and all the things, which I appreciate Kenny because he did it very much in the styling of Usher. However, it felt Kenny to me in the weirdest way. And I was just like, okay, I'm loving this because I'm already skeptical. I'm admittedly skeptical. And then I'm listening to the vocal and I'm like, every note is being hit. Every pitch is being hit. There are no missteps. There are no pitch issues. If I wasn't watching and just listening to the vocal, I'm like, this is an insane vocal. And what I love that he did was he made the talk singy parts more singy, which I loved and appreciated because this is The Voice. We want to hear you sing. To James's point, or to challenge James's point, this is one of these songs for me where I don't know what you're going to do to make it different because it is that stylized of a song.
True.
I feel like once he got to the chorus, he let the BGVs, which we hear more BGVs in the knockouts.
Yeah.
He let them BGVs sing the main lead of the chorus, and he did all his runny things and all the things he was doing. That was just great. But in the verses, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. And I was appreciating more, and I focused more on the fact that he was singing and was not leaning into the talk singiness. He was leaning more into the sing, and he was hitting all of his notes. He sounded so good. And I was so ready to be super critical about this performance. I was ready. And I couldn't. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I
Good.
thoroughly enjoyed it.
Good. Good. Yeah, it's I'm gonna go back and watch it. I'm gonna go back and watch it again. Because you're right. It's like taking a song like a Lizzo song, and like there's not much more you can do.
What
with
you
it
gonna do? What
because
you
it's
gonna
so
do?
stylized, you know.
Right.
Lizzo's the first person I thought of because she's one of our mentors this season.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Ralph back.
Yes, we did.
Ralph Bang died, Ed Sheeran. I said Ralph's just got it in his voice. I said he's got that he's got that grit. I said he's just got that bananas tone that every singer loves and every singer wants to hear. I said, listen to how he sings in the cut of this song. He's finding those pockets to really accentuate his strengths. I said, listen to how he walks his voice up and down, like tonally. He'll walk it up and down. He makes you want to listen to him. He is very similar. He does very similar things vocally than that our winner last season did. That our champion did, to kind of like take it by storm. And then he can run. He's an incredible runner too. I said he's just so good. And there's, and he's just a guy with long hair, beard, tats, dresses regular, just got engaged.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just all voice. It's all voice. It reminds me of why I do love this show and why I do come back. Because there are people that come through who don't have an image, who just sing really damn well, excuse me, but who can make a deep run on this show. Stephanie?
Just like you, I was kind of mad at myself. I was like, where have I been with this song? Because I know a lot of Ed Sheeran. I don't know this one though. Ralph just has a powerful voice. He has the grit. He has the growl. He has a beautiful presence on stage. You just can't help but watch him. And for the most part, I really enjoyed this performance. My critique, if I were to have one, which I do, is that I just feel like there needs to be, and this is going to sound weird for the kind of voice that Ralph has. I would like for there to be a little bit more polish and a little bit more control.
Okay.
I'll expand on this in Patreon. But for me, there is just a little bit too much of a lack of vocal control. However, I do want to end by saying that there were parts of the song that were very vulnerable. And I loved hearing that more quiet, more vulnerable part of his voice. Even within the parts that were powerful, there was this different other side that we did get to hear. And I really appreciated hearing that, because that's what the song called for, as well as the powerful parts, the more vulnerable. So I was glad that he was able to execute that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Another great song for Ralph, for me. Okay, so our last performance.
We have to say who our winner was. Who
did
Snoop pick?
Our winner was Ralph.
Ralph.
Ralph made it to the playoffs.
Yes.
Okay, so our last one, this was the one that I was like, again, you are putting two heavyweight vocalists
right
against one another, in that and Ava and Sadie. Ava did she did Hopelessly Devoted to You, Olivia Newton-John, Made Famous Through Grease. And then Sadie did, oh my God, she did Sam Smith, Too Good at Goodbyes. Ava went first. Y'all have no idea how difficult this song is. This song exposes. I said, but if anyone could do it, Ava could do it.
Yeah.
I felt like Ava attacked it. I do feel like she did have some pitch issues. And one of the things had nothing to do with Ava. The cut they made on this song was horrific.
Oh, how the arrangement of it.
Oh, I was like, blasphemy. Because basically she sang the chorus twice.
Yes, she did.
Like back to back.
Yes.
And what I thought it did, it was such a disadvantage to Ava, because to me, if you're going to make this type of cut, and now this is where I do get a little pitchy with Ava, and every singer listening, you've got to do something different. If you're going to sing a chorus, and a chorus that's known back to back, you've got to sing it different. I felt like Ava almost sang it identically. The first time she sang, but now there's nowhere to hide. And when she went back and did it again with that horrific cut, that whoever made that choice, but now there's nowhere to hide. Like, it sounded like she was singing the same thing to me.
Can I ask a question about that? This is a genuine question. As much as I know this song, does Olivia in the original sing it more in that way? Does she sings it differently the second time?
She sang, but now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside.
Ava didn't do that?
No.
Ava didn't do that?
Okay. To you.
Okay, see, I thought that she did that. I think that I was just assuming that she did that. Oh, she did not do that. Okay, I'll have to go back and listen again.
She did it both ways. She did it both ways each time.
I gotcha. Okay.
You've got to differentiate it. If you're gonna have a horrific cut like that, you gotta make up for that cut by differentiating the choruses.
I missed that.
That's just a little singing trick. Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I do feel like, and that bothered me so much because I love the second verse of that song, and I know they don't have time.
And the chorus is like the big part, so of course they're gonna make more time for that part. Yeah.
And also because Olivia lets it go on the second verse, she's like, "My heart is saying, fool, forget him. My soul is saying, don't let go." And you didn't get to do it. And and it was such a bad cut. I was like, ew. Anyway. So that's Ava for me. Stephanie.
I felt like the beginning of the song was low and she seemed a little nervous.
Yep.
I feel like when she got to the chorus, I almost feel like I watched her tell herself, "Get yourself together and do this." She snatched herself. That's what it felt like. She snatched herself. I think that I was more. It is a hard song. I really need to go back and look and listen to what you're talking about, because I completely missed the fact that she did not sing it diversely, as you're saying, with the choruses being differently. Maybe I know what I was paying attention to, so I think I just kind of took for granted that she did it that way. I felt like, and this is what took my attention away, I felt like she was playing a role. That's how she looked visually. It looked like she was playing a character rather than telling the story of the song. So that had me a little bit distracted. And I don't know what Ava was thinking at the moment to inform how she was performing that song, but that is what it gave me. And I was just like, I wish you would just be in the song and deliver it rather than being a character. That's how it looked to me. I think that she sang it well. I think that after the point at which she snatched herself, she killed them choruses. Vocally, she killed them choruses.
Yeah.
I was just distracted by other things.
I hear you. Okay. Next was Sadie with the Sam Smith. Oh, I love this song. There is no hiding how big a Sam Smith fans that Stephanie and I are. We're just huge fans. So I said, tall order, Sadie.
Mm.
I said, ooh, that vibrato and that flip in that voice when she flips. I said, Niall just gave some really great advice to Sadie. But let me tell you, and Stephanie can really, really appreciate this. Sadie's lows, the way, the attention. A lot of female voices, they don't put the attention on the lows like they need to. The attention she gives to her lows, you hear every word. The pitch is just bullseye on the mark. I said, I love how she goes through her different registers.
Come on.
Sadie is comfortable in every register that she sings in.
Yes, she is.
And she has an incredible belt in her voice.
Yes, she does.
And then you notice how she pulled it back. Sadie could have hollered at the end, but no, like the whole last 15% of the song, she pulled it back and pulled you in. I said, take your time, Sadie. Take your time, girl. I thought this was a masterful performance. I loved every bit of it. And I just need to tell you, I had to go. So I don't know the results of this battle. So Stephanie, you're going to have to tell me. You're going to have to tell me. Don't just talk. Okay. You're going to tell me the results of this battle. I truly do not know the results of this battle. Okay. So I'm going to react because I don't know where this can go. I loved. Yeah, I'm sorry. Should we save it for the Patreon? No, we can give them this.
We can give them. We'll give y'all this. Okay. It's interesting.
I actually watched this morning.
Right.
I actually watched the whole thing this morning because I passed out. Y'all, I was so tired last night.
Okay.
I passed out. I watched this whole thing this morning because I had to go to work, y'all. So I watched the entire thing this morning. So I did not. I couldn't. I had to go. So okay. I don't know the results.
Okay. So it's so Sam Smith always in my mind is okay, that's going to be a hard song. Yeah. Right? That's just my assumption. Here's my addendum. Is that the right word? I'm trying to use my big college words. When they're sung by females. Because I think that there's a difference between the range of a male and a female generally. And I think that males singing Sam Smith is very difficult because Sam Smith has such a range and it makes more of an impact on the male voice. I think for a female voice like mine and like Sadie's, who tend to be in our alto bag, there are two things that happen. Just exactly what James was talking about. The lows are so rich and so lovely and so beautiful and so defined and so easily heard and so clear because this is our wheelhouse. So it is not difficult for us to sing down there because alto is home, right? Here's the difficult part though, especially for this song, it's not rangy enough. So even though it opens up, it does not open up for me. This song did not open up enough or to a degree enough that it was going to make impact for the coaches was my fear. I didn't think for her it was enough going on in the song. Now, let me say this. I loved this performance. I think that she did everything that she could vocally do, and she made some incredible vocal choices within the song to show color, to show range, to show highs, to show lows, to show soft, to show open voice, to show everything. But for her voice, and in this particular song, I could feel the limitations. And it was such a mental conundrum for me because I'm like, Sam Smith is supposed to be hard. But when you're an alto singing Sam Smith, it's home.
I know what you're saying.
So home can kind of seem simple and easy.
Some people may say it's cheating.
It's almost, yeah, because it's just home. That's where our voice lies most comfortably. Those of us that sing comfortably in that alto range. Let me be very clear. Sadie executed this vocal impeccably. It's not easy to do those lows and have those be so clear and so crisp or whatever over the TV screen. She gave an impeccable vocal. I love the performance. In the end, Niall chose Ava as the winner.
No way.
And Sadie was sent home.
No way.
Now, this is when I was like, y'all ain't even gonna pull out the mic drop?
No
Why
way.
y'all letting us know about this mic drop if you're not gonna pull it out? You're and now I think we'll move on to Patreon.
Yep. We need to.
All right, Patreon.
Join us, $5.
Oh, $5. Yes.
So, Stephanie, tell the pitchies what they need to hear.
So don't forget to follow and subscribe to the Pitchy Podcast on your favorite podcast platform. And while you are there, particularly if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, please give us 5 stars and a kind review so more friends can find us, particularly those friends that love The Voice. And then hop on over to YouTube, search for The Pitchy Podcast, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss when we drop a new video. Next, don't forget that we are on Instagram and TikTok at The Pitchy Podcast. And we are on Blue Sky at thepitchypodcast.bsky.social for new episode alerts, episode clips, and so much more. Last, you do not want to miss Patreon. We had lots to say about multiple performances and multiple artists. And we have multiple thoughts and we had differing thoughts. And it was a lot of fun to discuss. And you don't want to miss it. So much content on the Patreon. $5 per month. It is, if you love us on the main feed, if you like us on the main feed, you will love us on Patreon. We hope that you join us there.
All right. Well, do we have another episode tonight?
We do not.
Okay. All right.
We do not.
See you next week.
Yes.
I'm glad because I'm exhausted, you all.
Me too. Me too.
I'm tired.
We tired.
Be life it, as we always say. So, Stephanie, go pick up the kids.
Yes, I do need to do that.
I got work that I need to do. So, we'll see y'all on the flip side.
All
Bye,
right.
everybody.
Bye.